Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace, and of course, I am joined tonight by none other than my wonderful co-host, Isiah Leong. So how are you doing tonight, my man?
Well, I am doing pretty good. I finally figured out the annoying sound that was like going beep beep during every episode that we were doing while I was in the garage. I finally figured that out, so that's good. But in terms of, sports, I didn't really watch the Colts and Jets game because it was a snoozer. So I just turned on, I started watching diving for some reason. I watched like some diving competition, so that was great. But it was been a great day so far.
All right. Well, let's not forget that what you're watching another episode tonight. You're watching another episode of Kicking It with Isiah and Ace. And that's right. We try and have a special guest every week. We have another special guest this week. Welcome into the show. That's right. He goes by the name of Mr. Dragon Viper. So welcome in, Dragon Viper.
Yo, hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, what's going on? Hope you're having a good night.
I am.
All right, so we want to welcome in Brandon Herrera. He's dropping some comments in the comment section. He's saying, welcome to Roasting Isiah by Ace. That's absolutely right. That's what we do on the show. We just like to roast Isiah. And then Brandon Herrera, you're a snoozer. So thank you very much. And then my mom's actually here. Welcome in Suzanne Barber. Welcome in. Say hello. So how's it going tonight? I hope you're having a great night too. So why don't we go ahead and get to it, right? So we know every week – So every week, our first topic is we break down the Thursday night game. That is the first thing we do. We do the Thursday night recap. So, Isiah, we got to go ahead and kind of kick it off with you because we know that, we talk about, the Jets and Colts and that brilliant Thursday night game of what it was. The Colts towards the end were kind of trying to make it a game, but I don't know. Anyways. Go ahead and take it away.
Well, my first thoughts on this game was that diving it was a much better, more entertaining game than, this football game. I mean, it was a blowout at halftime. I literally just turned it off at halftime. I was like, the Colts got this. It's going to be a snoozer. And it was, the Colts were up, I believe, like 28-10 at one point, and then it was like 31-10. So it wasn't really much of a game. The Colts or the Jets just seemed to make it interesting later on in the game. They scored I believe 14 unanswered points to make it close, but it wasn't even that close of a game. It was a blowout this entire game. I wish that I had picked up Colts D against the Jets in fantasy football instead of the Pittsburgh Steelers D, because with the way the Colts was playing, especially the first half, I could have gotten lots of points. But in terms of, this game, I mean, I think the Colts look like the AFC South division favorites now, since Tennessee, I think their season is done with Derrick Henry being out for the season. So this division is really now up for grabs. And you think the Colts are going to go up and grab that division and not hold on or not let go. And they look like it tonight. Carson Wentz had another great performance, 22 of 30 for 272 yards and 3 touchdowns. But most importantly, the run defense for the Jets were awful. I guarantee you they were so bad that I guarantee you me, Randy, and you, Ace, could probably run for like 150 yards combined on that Jets run defense. I mean, you let Jonathan Taylor, who is a really good back, but you made him look like the second coming of Barry Sanders out here. He had 19 carries for 172 yards. Guy was averaging 9 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. And then Hines, the backup, he had 6 carries, 74 yards. He averaged 12.3 yards a carry in this game, and he also had a touchdown. That just shows you how pathetic and how pitiful the Jets' run defense was. They didn't really have to throw the football that much because they were just running the football right down the Jets' throats and so effectively in this game. And the Jets, I don't know if you're the Jets. I really don't know where you go because your quarterback is hurt. Your offense has been a problem. Your defense has been like kinda all right this entire year, but now your defense looks like it's falling apart. So for the Jets, it looks like it's back to tanking for a number one pick in the upcoming draft. And for the Colts, I think they look like they are now the prohibitive favorites in the AFC South.
Well, that's the one thing where I'm going to stop you with there, to where you came out and you said that the Colts, look good tonight as the favorites. Okay, let me tell you, they gave up 500 yards against the Jets. 500 yards. So you tell me, when you give up 500 yards against the New York Jets team, tell you how that makes you a favorite with their Colts defense allowing 500 yards.
Well, I hope you're right because, as you guys all know, I picked the Jaguars to win the AFC South.
That's just not going to happen. That's
right now,
that's
they're
not going to happen.
There's only 4 games back, so there's still a chance. There is still a chance, but they need a miracle to happen.
Hey, I'm just saying, though, the interesting thing about this, when you look at this game overall, there was no Zach Wilson. Hey, I was looking forward to the Mike White encore. That's what I wanted to see, but we kind of only got to see a little bit of it, and then he got hurt. But he did get to throw a touchdown pass before he left the game. So I was like, all right, we have that. So I was like, no Mike White encore. But we got to see Josh Johnson come in, and I thought he was going to throw 4 touchdowns. I mean, at the end, he almost had another touchdown, but it was a tip pass, and the pass got picked off. I'm like, oh, man, Josh Johnson with the interception at the end. It's just so disappointing. I want to see Josh Johnson go for 4 touchdowns. That would have been amazing. But overall, I don't think anybody was surprised that the Colts won. I did have the Colts winning this game. And yes, Brandon, you are correct. Both teams allowed 500-plus yards. That's not good if you're the Indianapolis Colts and you're trying to make a comeback in this division. Allowing 500 yards is just not going to cut it. It's definitely not, especially to a third-string quarterback. A third-string quarterback that almost threw – I think Josh Johnson threw for over 300 yards as a third-string quarterback. You cannot allow that to happen. You cannot. So, any final thoughts on this, Isaiah?
I'm just pissed off because we do our MI6 Coast to Coast pick'em, and I forgot to make my pick, and I was gonna take the Colts and have like an easy win, but now I dropped the game even though I didn't pick. So bravo, it's amazing for picking the Jags, picking the Giants to beat the Chiefs, picking the Jets to beat the Patriots now, and now not even picking. It's just another level I stoop to every single week in our pick'em.
All right, well, welcome in Christy Wilson, welcome in James Gonzalez, welcome in Nate, welcome in Lisa. All right, so we have people just popping up all over the place, so welcome in here. Welcome to Kicking It with Isiah and Ace, everybody. So now we're going to go away from the sports topics, and we're going to jump into the next topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. And our next topic is something that's popular now that really annoys you when you really think about it. And since Randy's a special guest, we always let our special guest go first. So, Dragon Viper, this is you. Something that's popular that really annoys you.
There's it's hard to pinpoint only because it's a select, several things. I mean, if you want to talk about wrestling, there's a few guys on wrestling that, are very popular that annoy me. I mean, The Miz being one of them. The movies, movies like The Lord of the Rings annoy me. I mean, there's so many different things that are popular everywhere that that annoy me. So, I named a couple, but yeah, just different things annoy me that are popular and I can't stand. So, and again, The Miz being one of the main ones. So,
all right. So you went that route. I did
go that route.
And so Nate is actually asking you, wait, what Lord of the Rings? So you can kind of see that he's even questioning that little statement there that you're making, that Lord of the Rings or one of the annoying ones. But Nate is also saying rap. Like, I'm right there with you. I'm not really a big rap guy. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't like what it's about. James is also saying everything sucks now. Well, I guess it really depends on the route you're going there. But I know one thing that kind of bugs me that's kind of popular now. Look at these different hairstyles that people are getting, man. It's like, I swear, it's nuts. It's nuts how people are cutting their hair and giving them like these different designs on their hair. I'm like, what are they even doing? How could you walk out in public with your hairstyle like that? Or you have like half blonde, half black. I don't know, man. It just all these trends and these like these new clothes that, especially those. And Isaiah, I'm glad you're laughing about that. But it's these different styles that people are coming up with, man. It's like when you look at some of the pants that these individuals are wearing, it's like, is it even worth wearing pants at all? Because there's holes everywhere in these things. I mean, legitimately everywhere. And it's like, there's no pants to it. And so, when my daughter got these pair of pants and they had like a hole in the legs, I'm like, how'd you rip them? She's like, no, that's the design down. I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous. Like, come on now. So welcome in Dave Koch. Dave Koch is here now. He's saying multicolor. He likes it. All right. And yeah, so James Gonzalez, kids have gray hair now. It's true. They do. I never had gray hair, but guess what? I'm getting gray hair now. I'm getting gray hair. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Isaiah, I'm gonna go to you on this one too. Something that's popular that really annoys you.
For me, I was gonna say the same thing like you, Ace. Ripped jeans. Like, not, you can have like a little bit of rip, I don't care. But like you said, there's like people that wear jeans or pants that have like holes everywhere. It's like you might as well just not wear pants at that point. You're just gonna have like a pair of pants or pants that look like cheese. The cheese with all the holes in them. I mean, like, really, like that's kind of the thing that really kind of annoys me. And also, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer when it comes to health, but you have like all these fast food restaurants and just restaurants in general, trying to make you have like the you guys know like the vegan chicken or the vegan steak or anything like that, or the I don't know, what is it called, like I've had I had like a prime rib, but it was made out of tofu, and I was like, oh my god, it's like disgusting, man. Like, I'm an old school guy to like, give me your ribs, give me your chicken and all that stuff, your Impossible burgers. I had the Impossible burger at the Coliseum. It was so dry that I literally spit that thing out all over the place. But yeah, I like I'm not trying to be down on the people that can't eat meat, but I'm just saying the Impossible burger, the meat, the fake meat like you call it, like the tofu bacon or whatever you call it, like give me the regular stuff. I need the regular stuff, man.
Like, we have comments that are just rolling in here right now, and I'm trying to look at some of these comments, but you do have a lot of people talking about the ripped jeans. You had somebody making a comment about when people sag in their pants like way down and their butts are hanging out. I get that. And I believe it was even maybe Christy Wilson who mentioned about the skinny jeans. Look, okay, I'm telling you this. I know that even the men have their own section of what they call skinny jeans. But I'll tell you what, you will never catch me in a pair of skinny jeans. I'm just not doing it.
No.
when it comes to clothing, I want to be comfortable. I want to be able to wear a nice, comfortable pair of jeans, have enough room in them to move around. I don't want to wear jeans that I have to worry about ripping because they already have holes in them. I don't want them to be too tight to where I'm like walking around doing like a frog walk because my legs are so tight that I can't move. Definitely no. And James Gonzalez saying, I tried skinny jeans, but that didn't last long. Took three minutes for me to get them on. Exactly. Skinny jeans just don't work. If you look at myself, if you look at Isaiah and you look at Dragon Viper, can you imagine any of us wearing skinny jeans? Randy, could you wear a pair of skinny jeans? To ask you that. No, definitely not, right? You couldn't wear skinny jeans. Isaiah, are you saying yes?
No, I'm not saying yes. I have a funny story about skinny jeans, actually. So I tried them on at Walmart one time, and me and my buddies, we were at Walmart trying them on just like for fun, and I tried to put them on, right? It took me 5 minutes to put that thing on, and I was trying to squeeze myself into it, and I popped the button that they have on the skinny jeans, and I was like, okay, yeah, dude, I'm not getting this. So we just like, and I hope that nobody from that Walmart is watching. You're like, pop that button, and I just put that pants back. I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna buy this, and we ran out of that store. I was like, nope, I can't do it, man. It's not worth it, having to put all that energy and try to fit yourself into that little thing.
So, you'll find me doing a lot of weird, crazy things, but trying one of those things on, no, I will never.
Yeah, and even Dave Koch is telling you, no, Randy, do not put on the skinny jeans. Don't do it. And even Tyler Campbell saying he'll stick with his cowboy cut jeans, his Wrangler cowboy cut jeans. Hey, I agree, man. Power to you on that. That's the best way to go. No skinny jeans, no holy jeans, just flat out. And you know what? When you look at like the more comfortable size of like style of clothing, man, I like to be nice and comfortable. So maybe even when I get home, I'll throw on a pair of sweatpants or shorts because I just want to be comfortable when I get home. I want to leisure around and be home and be comfortable when I'm home. And some other stuff that kind of annoys me when you think about it too overall is think about all these like different things that the kids are trying now. They had like that thing like Tide Pod challenge going around. That crap annoys me, man. It's like you're sitting here thinking, who makes up this? Who really comes up with this? Exactly. And so when they picked up a Tide Pod, who thought it was a good idea to be like, oh, you know what? I wonder what a Tide Pod would taste like.
Also, another thing that annoys me is people do these things on YouTube called parkours,
Oh, yeah, the parkour.
And then they get severely injured, or some of them even die, and then you're like, what do you expect? And you're jumping from one building to another building. Like, what do you expect? Like, what are you doing? Are you really that bored that you're going to try to risk your life jumping from one apartment building to another apartment building? Like, really? Come on, man. Go like color something or whatever. I don't know.
Go get a job.
Yeah, go get a job. Yes.
Yeah, no, man. I'm just saying.
Go get a job.
Exactly. No, I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm looking at this. The parkour. Yeah, you've seen multiple deaths on the parkour stuff before. You've seen it, but even see, who was it? James Gonzalez was talking about, he was randomly thinking about the Tide Pods before, whatever, the Tide Pod challenge. And so thank you, Tyler Campbell, for saying that when he gets home, he does the same thing though too, gets comfortable in his clothes too. But it's so weird though when you think about it, because it wasn't only the Tide Pod challenge. I don't know if you guys remember, they had the coil challenge too, the burner coil challenge, which I thought was the most ridiculous freaking thing ever.
Explain. I don't know.
Okay, so this burner coil challenge that they used to have would basically be that you turn on a stove and you let the coil heat up on the stove, like the burner, and you would take your arm and put it on the coil, and you could see who could leave your arm on the coil the longest. And I'm like,
why
are we going that crazy, like, in the generational stuff now, that we have to come up with this? Or the ramen noodle challenge, that and this one consisted of a toilet bowl. This one was putting ramen noodle in the toilet and eating it from a toilet. Like, it was the most disgusting thing. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I know, right? You're like, yeah.
Seriously. Who comes up with this stuff? Who sits there and thinks, I'm going to think of a new challenge today? Huh?
People do it, though. People do it. People come up with these weird freaking challenges, and they're like, let's try it. Let's try it. And even, see, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was, I don't remember who it was now, but it was somebody saying, you're hanging off of a building and you're taking a selfie.
Oh, Dante, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was Dante who said that. All right. So
did a couple people die because of that? Like, they were hanging off a building, taking a selfie,
yes,
and they just fell?
Yes, absolutely. And welcome in Amy. She's here, so she's saying hello. Hey, how's it going tonight? And so James Gonzalez saying, let's try live your life rightfully challenge. Exactly. Let's live your life the right way. So how about we
get a job?
So how about we go ahead and jump into our next topic, which our next topic is simply, if you ever had to change your name, what would you change your name to? Because I know I've had this discussion in the past about if you could have any name, what would it be? And Randy, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say, because you call yourself Dragon Viper, you would probably love to make a Dragon Viper, right? If you could give your name anything.
That was recent. There were a couple different names I wanted in high school if I were to change my name, but recently now, yeah, it would actually be Dragon Viper. So, in high school, I either wanted to change my last name to Williams or change my first name to Brutus. So,
Brutus.
But no, if I were to change it now, it would actually be Dragon Viper. So
Brandon is saying he would change it to Thunderlips B. Who remembers that? Who remembers Thunderlips? Please tell me you remember that. No?
I don't remember.
Hulk Hogan movie.
Oh, yep, got you now. Okay.
Yep. And so you also have James Gonzalez who's saying J-Dog. You have Dave Coke and Sparger who's saying James David. And LL Cool J, Tyler Campbell saying I would change mine to Hawk. Huh. Hawk would be a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
All right. So Isaiah, how about you? If you could change your name, what would you change your name to?
Well, I would definitely not change my name to Skip because I'm already the Asian Skip Bayless. But oh my gosh, you guys are gonna all walk off the set and like just die laughing after what I'm about to say.
Let me guess. Trey Lance 2.0.
No. But hey, Trey would be a great name. Trey would be an absolute great name. But the name that I would change my name to is it's a last name of a MLB pitcher, and that is Kickham.
Kickham?
Kickham. Shout out to Michael Kickham, who has that name. It's one hell of a name, and I've talked to like my friends about it. I'm like, if I can't name myself that, I'm like, that's a hell of a good first. I would name my kid that, man. I don't care like if it's crazy and gets you like bullied and stuff like that. That's one hell of a name. I mean,
it's gonna need therapy.
Kickham,
yes.
Kickham.
Or Yes.
Your kid's gonna probably need therapy afterwards. So
Yeah, if your kid,
That's what my friend said.
if your kid had the name of Kickham, I'm like, man, or you had a nickname, what? So Kickham, are you kidding me?
Kick
I
him,
don't get it.
yes. It's unique.
You know, there's been some strange names that I've heard before out there. You know, when names come to mind, and you sit there and you go, "What would I really change my mind to?" But I've heard some interesting names in the past. I went to school with an individual. His name was Ben Dover. It was, yes, his first name was Ben, his last name was Dover, and so it's like one of the things to where you're like, wow, it's kind of a crazy name. I don't know exactly why somebody would name their kid that, but and so I'm me saying that you could change your name to Riddle there, Randy, if you really wanted to. I don't know what it was.
Irritated popular thing there. Oh.
I don't know what it was, but when I was younger and before I had kids, I always said that when I had a kid, I don't know what it was, but I used to tell my parents all the time, I'd be like, I want to name my kid Alfred Clifford.
Sounds like an 1800s professor or like 1800s inventor or whatever.
I don't know what it was. It was just something about Alfred Clifford. The name that I don't even know what it was about that name. It was just something about that name that I really, really liked. And so, James Gonzalez is saying see more butts, and Tyler Campbell, yes, you can. You can put it on the side if you want, because you're asking if you can cuss. Now, I don't know for sure if Facebook will boot you if you do it. I don't think they will, but go ahead and put it on the side, whatever you want to say, my brother. Go ahead and do it. And Tyler Campbell saying Randy Riddle.
Randy Riddle. Whew.
Yeah.
That's actually not that bad. It's a good name, actually.
No, Riddle's a terrible name.
Yeah, that's not horrible. And yes, my mom was saying, yes, I was a crazy kid. I was. I had all these crazy names that I would just randomly come up with, but then I guess I did the number one thing that annoys Christy the most, because she actually said it, is to where when you name like your kids after like sports players and celebrities. I did it. Or no. She said TV show stars. I'm sorry, TV show stars. Well, I'll tell you, I named mine after sports players. Mine.
I feel so bad for them too, by the way.
Why? What's wrong with naming them after sports players? I don't get it.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, really?
No, his name is not Aaron Rodgers Barber. It's Aaron Nelson. It's Aaron Nelson.
But the name Aaron, though, after Aaron Rodgers. That's sad.
How about Ace? Would you ever name your kid LeBron?
Oh, no. Do not get me started on that one. Do not get me started on that one. I will not. Never, ever. Never, ever. And yes, and so my mom's even bringing up Serena. Can anybody guess what? And Randy, you probably know.
I know because you told me.
Yes. So Isaiah, let me take a guess. Let you guess. Okay, think of Serena. Okay, who do you think I named her after?
Serena Williams?
Yeah, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Yeah. And then my other son Brett, obviously, was after Brett Favre. I named him after Brett Favre. So, but to me, when you think about like what other name would I have, man, that's really, really tough. It really is. I would have to come up with something insane, something that people would never ever think of. So I don't know. Popo Shisho.
What?
What?
Oh my god.
I don't even know what you just said.
Popo Shisho.
There's a whole bunch of different shit that came out.
Popo Shisho.
No.
Chris Kringle.
Yeah, that's your new name there, Goldberg.
Goldberg, that would be my new name. I tell you, there was one guy who it was when the Bears were playing the Colts in the Super Bowl. This was like, I think it was like 07 or something like that. It was interesting. It was back then, and they were playing it. And somebody was a Bears fan, and they said that if the Colts won that game, that they would rename themselves Peyton Manning. And the Colts won, so the guy had to go in there and give himself the name of Peyton Manning because the Colts won the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was one of the more. I was like, I would never do that. Like as much as I despise certain teams and things, I would never do that. Even though I need to get Isaiah on that one since he likes to make a lot of bets. I think I could do that. I think I could get him to be like, if this guy wins or this team wins, you must change your name.
See, I wouldn't do that because I would lose and I would have to change my name. That's how my luck goes.
So
I would not be able to live with myself. That's the thing. Because imagine imagine I'm talking to someone and he's like, "What's your name?" And I go up with and I'm like, "Oh, my name is Marshawn Leon or something like
Marshawn Leon. So James is also saying that I am canceled now. I'm canceled. Since so many things are going around the world with people canceling everybody, I guess I'm canceled. And so my mom's saying Ace's cousin wanted to name his son Wolfgang Chewbacca.
Yes.
great name.
Great idea.
Randy's really excited about that one.
I would.
and Dave Koch is saying if the last name is Smart, first name can't be not. So I don't know.
Not so
Now,
smart.
Tyler Campbell has a question. And so, yes, we'll answer this question for you, Tyler. So Tyler Campbell wants to know who's all of our NFL team. Well, Tyler, I'm guessing you can guess mine. I'm a huge Green Bay Packers fan. My kids are named after Packer players. Huge Packer fan.
Poor kids.
When you go to Isaiah, it's so hard to
Doesn't
know.
even know.
I mean, he doesn't even know. He'll tell you it's the 49ers, but every week it changes. I mean, it changes weekly. But
Tyler, my NFL team is the whole league. You know, I'm a fan of the entire league. I have 32 teams now. I'm just playing with you, but it's got to be the Niners because I work for them. You know, I don't want to say someone else live on air and then someone from the Niners catches that and I get the boot because I'm not a fan of that team.
I'm just saying, man, your favorite team changes every week. I never know who the heck your favorite team is. I don't know because you're like, oh, I like this team, and the next week, yeah, go Steelers or whatever, and I'm just like, wait, what? Wait, what just happened? What? I'm so confused right now.
The only team you would not hear me be a fan of, though, is the Seahawks. No way whatsoever.
Well, apparently for you, it's, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Rams. I'm just saying, man, you're a fan of all 31 teams except for one.
Oh, yeah. It's like changing sweaters. You know, you get one sweater off. The next week, it's like, oh, okay, this team lost. Next one on. Let's go. You know? So,
well, no. Asking Isaiah who his favorite sports team is like going to Baskin Robbins and you're getting like 32 flavors from Baskin Robbins. That's kind of what it is with Isaiah. You just never really know. And so, Dragon Viper, Tyler's asking you who your team is.
It's the Cowboys. My number one team, the Cowboys. Die hard.
And so Tyler's saying his NFL teams are the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. Bummer.
Now, if we pick two, I pick the Bengals being the second. So,
yeah, you probably would. No,
hey, my family. That's my family's team. So, yeah.
No judgment. No, hey, no, I'm not passing judgment, man.
Bengals, hey, they got a nice stadium. I've been there before.
You've been everywhere.
Hey, funny story before we move on is, so you know how like shout out to our guy Callan McClurg, but you know how Callan always says there's like an Isaiah jinx that every team or every city that I go to, I immediately jinx that team or whatever. So I went to Cincinnati a couple years ago, and I went to the Bengals team store, tried on a bunch of jerseys, like shot myself, or not shot myself, but shot photos of myself in Bengals jerseys, posted it all over social media. And I said, this is the year that the Bengals are gonna, go to the playoffs, win the world, not win the World Series, but win the Super Bowl, all that stuff. And they went, I believe, like 1-15 that year or something, and they were like 0-12 to start the season. So yeah, you don't want me in your city. You absolutely do not want me in your city.
Yeah, it's kind of like, people don't want you in the city. Kind of like if you're trying to form a golf team, you don't want Dragon Viper on your golf team.
Jeez, here we go again.
you know it's true. You know it's true.
If you want, if you want comic relief, have me on the team. That's it.
Absolutely, because I've never seen a guy who can hit a ball backwards at somebody when I'm standing behind him thinking I'm safe, and you hit the ball backwards.
Oh my God.
And you almost hit me with the ball, and I'm like, how
did that even happen, Randy?
Well, you know what? That's a good question that I can't answer. I'm standing there, we're on the golf course, and I was like, Randy, the flag is over there, and Randy's like, okay. So I'm standing behind him, thinking I'm safe, and then next thing I know, I'm like, "What the?" And the golf ball's like going past me. I'm like, "Dude, I was behind you. How did you do that?"
It shows he's got a great backswing, though. Randy should play shortstop because he's got a great, backhand. Great.
You don't want Randy playing shortstop.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, you don't even want to mention that. You don't even want to mention that one because Dave Koch has you there. Watching Randy slide into a base is comic relief, too. That's awesome.
Just because I fractured my finger, okay?
Because you didn't know how to slide. But when it comes to it, yeah, definitely comic relief. Isaiah, you're never ever, I've told you this before, you're never ever allowed to ever root for one of my teams ever again. But
hey, his sweatshirt is showing that he likes my college team. Okay. No wonder we're teams.
So let me clarify this for you, Dragon Viper. Isaiah doesn't necessarily like your team. They probably somewhere along the lines beat somebody of a team he doesn't like, and so he decided to go out and buy their sweatshirt, and he's like, yeah, Oregon State, this is my team. And then he goes out and celebrates because I think it was like 3 weeks ago he's wearing a Duck shirt. So I'm like, I don't – so I'm sitting there going, what the heck's going on? You go from a Duck shirt to a Beaver shirt, and then I don't know. I think like one time he was wearing like old man. I don't even know what the heck he was wearing. He was wearing some kind of college shirt that I can't even keep up with.
Well,
it was New Mexico State, and they're 0-8, by the way.
I'm just saying that's why it's jinx is because he's got their sweatshirt. It all makes sense now.
So let me clarify something that James Gonzalez is saying. He's saying, Ace, let Isaiah root for the Pistons. Let me clarify this. Okay? Because right now the Pistons are 1-7. So because we are 1-7, we suck every year anyway. So what's going to be the harm of Isaiah coming out and rooting for the Pistons? They can't do much worse. Maybe it'll be the reverse effect or something. And then you're going to end up like the Pistons are going to be good because Isaiah's rooting for him. I don't know.
Damn, Ace, I was about to book my trip to Milwaukee, Wisconsin tonight. I was gonna book a trip to Green Bay to see Lambeau Field.
Do not. You stay away.
Stay
away.
Go to Green Bay.
You don't go anywhere near there. You don't touch anywhere near there.
Ace is gonna call the National Guard to surround Green Bay, surround Wisconsin.
Dude, I will call every airport in the United States and send them a picture of you and be like, do not allow this guy on the airplane. Do not allow him on the airplane. If he shows up at the airport, I want you to take him down. I want you to taser him, and I want you to handcuff him and take him away. Because do not allow him on a plane.
I'd go with him just so that, it doubles the jinx up, it expands the jinx and makes him even worse than that.
So everyone's telling him to go to Dallas instead.
No.
I actually went to Dallas in the summer. Went to the Rangers game and they lost. They blew a 3-0 lead. So bravo, Texas Rangers.
Well, I'm sorry, Chris. I guess that's why your Texas Rangers suck, because Isaiah was there.
I didn't step foot though on AT&T Stadium. I was across the street at Globe Life Field or Globe Life Park. So
if this tells you. So Isaiah, you know that I've always been a college football jinx. Like I've told you about this multiple times. I've always said I've been this huge college football jinx. You never want me to root for your team ever in college football, because if I do, they will lose. So if this says anything, right? So this whole season, because everybody knows I'm this big Badger fan. So to start the season, I'm watching their games, and the Badgers are losing. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't watch them. So I stopped watching them for 4 consecutive weeks because I was so freaking frustrated that they were losing and that Mertz couldn't do anything. The minute I stopped watching them for 4 consecutive weeks, they're now 4-0 in the last 4 weeks since I stopped watching their games. So I'm telling you, it's me, bro. It is me. I am their
root for the Buckeyes then at this point.
and James, do not send him to Atlanta, Georgia. Do not do that. Or no, Athens. Sorry, he said Athens. Yeah, Athens. But still, I don't want him anywhere near Georgia. I don't want him anywhere near there. Because then he's gonna jinx my Atlanta Braves or something for next year.
He is the reason.
He's not the reason the Astros. No.
He is.
And Davis saying it's true, Ace, and then Tyler saying, yeah, go to Atlanta. Don't go to Atlanta.
Yes,
please go to Atlanta.
Yes.
No, because he's gonna screw up my baseball team for next year. But Tyler's saying go Buckeyes. So I don't know. So we obviously have a Buckeyes fan here. So we can go into our next topic, fun topic. We're going to talk about, famous people, maybe some famous people you met and kind of what your experience was like. So, Randy Cox, Dragon Viper, whatever you want to call yourself, up, down, whatever. Doesn't matter.
No.
Whatever. You can call yourself the New Day, the RK Bro. It doesn't matter. But anyway, what famous people have you met and what was your experience like?
Wow. I've only met one famous person in person, and he was a 90s country singer up in Albany, Oregon. His name's Billy Dean. I don't know if many people have even heard of him who listen to country, but I did meet him up there in Albany, and he was a real nice guy. He did a free concert at one of the parks because his family lives in Albany, and he did a free concert and then sat at a table and did free autographs for everybody. And I had about 3 or 4 things for him to sign. And he was a real nice guy. I talked to him for a minute, and I mean other than that, that's the only celebrity I even recall meeting in person. So
meeting celebrities, it can kind of be in between on whether it's good or bad depending on the celebrity you met, because I've heard a lot of stories about people meeting celebrities, and it's kind of mixed emotions. But Isaiah, I know in your line of work, what you do. I know you've probably met quite a few, and I know that you've even told me, mixed emotions and mixed reactions when you've met these famous people. So go ahead and take it away.
Well, yeah, you are right, Ace. I have met a lot of famous people because I work at Levi Stadium for the Niners, and the backstory about that job is the reason why I get to meet a lot of famous people is because the elevator that a lot of the commentators and the journalists they come down from the press box is right next to our employee locker room, and also the visiting team's locker room is like a few feet away from our employee locker room. So every time you walk by to go to the employee locker room, you're basically walking by the elevator and you're walking by the visitors locker room as well. So I actually have a couple of stories. I've met a lot of famous people, but I'm just gonna pare it down. I met I don't know if you guys know Angela Means Kaya. She played Felicia in the old movie Friday. And
Hi, Felicia.
yeah, bye Felicia, exactly.
Bye, Felicia.
I actually met her because her son was making his debut in the NFL, I believe or it was the Niners versus the Panthers like 3 years ago. And I met her. There's a picture somewhere that we took on my Facebook timeline. It was like back in 2017, but that was like really awesome. At that time, I was kind of shocked, and I was kind of like shy at that time because when you're meeting someone that famous and you're meeting someone that you met online, it's kind of a bit awkward at first, but it was really cool getting to know her and getting to meet her. And I would say the other people that I've met, a couple weeks ago when I was working that Niners Colts game at Levi's, I actually shared an elevator with Al Michaels, the famous Sunday Night Football announcer. And we have a rule at the stadium at work that when we do see some of these people, because we're going to see a lot of these people, that you're not allowed to talk. Well, you're not allowed to have a conversation with them, but you're allowed to say like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Or have a great trip back to wherever that person was from. So I did share an elevator with Al Michaels. I briefly told him like, "Hey, what's up, man? Great call tonight on Sunday Night Football," stuff like that. And then two more funny stories is so I was in the bathroom during my break, and I thought I was alone. I thought I was alone in the
Okay,
bathroom.
that's weird. I think this conversation's getting a little weird.
So in the employee slash that bathroom that we have in the tunnel, it's only reserved for employees and owners, players, blah blah blah. So we're playing the Cowboys at that time. The Niners are playing the Cowboys, and I'm in the bathroom, and I hear on the radio speaker that's in the bathroom that the Niners scored a touchdown. I'm like, yes, let's go, Niners are winning, blah blah like this. I'm like dancing around. And then when I'm dancing around, or in the middle of me, like, oh yeah, Niners, we scored a touchdown, we scored all that stuff. Guess who is in the stall right next to me? Jerry freaking Jones. Jerry Jones was in that stall, or not the stall, but the toilet next to where I am, and he saw the entire thing. He didn't say one single word, but he saw the entire thing where I was like dancing. I was like, yeah, Niners are winning, Cowboys, get out of here, go back to Dallas. Like, I thought I was alone, and I don't know when he walked in, but I looked back and I'm like, oh crap, Jerry Jones just saw me do all that stuff. He probably thinks that I belong in a mental hospital like that. Who knows? And I was like, oh, like my face automatically turned like super red because I was like, oh gosh, man, I just potentially I could have talked to Jerry Jones. Who knows? Maybe I could have gotten a job from him if I had a great conversation with him and stuff like that. And maybe I'd be working for the Cowboys, but I just ruined everything. And I'm over here just dancing around and saying like Niners are winning and stuff like that. So that was really, really, really embarrassing. But that's like the most, I would say like the embarrassing story of me meeting a celebrity because, I mean, this is Jerry Jones, this is Jerry Jones, and you're doing and he catches you in the middle of doing all that stuff. So, Jerry Jones, if you're watching, I'm not a crazy person. Like,
yeah, you are.
It's not exciting.
Yeah, but it actually would have been funnier though if you would have been like dancing around and been like, Jerry Jones, this is why you suck. This is why you can't construct a team. That would have been even funnier. Because it could have been like, and this is why Dallas doesn't win because Jerry Jones can't keep his nose out of everything. That would have been even funnier yet. Just to see his reaction when he came out.
Was accident waiting to happen.
I'm just saying that would have been hilarious. But Randy, when you were talking about celebrities, were you on when we were with Garrison Creed?
No.
And Preston Steele? No. So Garrison Creed, a really nice guy, an indie wrestler. He's getting pretty big now. The dude's super nice and will help anybody with pretty much anything. I mean, he has sent us so many people over on our network just to get interviewed and everything. Just a nice guy. Heck, he sent me a autographed shirt in the mail. He did. He sent me an autographed shirt in the mail. I simply just said, "Hey, do you have some new merch?" And he goes, "Yes, I do." So I was messaging him on Facebook, and I'm like, "Hey, can I get a shirt?" And he goes, "Yeah." So he sends me a shirt, but he actually autographed the shirt. And then he sent me a autographed picture inside too. And I was like, dude, the dude is like just the dude's a phenomenal dude. Super nice, super chill, will help you with anything. He's actually supposed to be coming on our network again. So it'll be great to actually have him again coming on. I met Preston Steele. That's a funny guy. That dude had some hilarious stories. If you ever get a chance to talk to Preston Steele, he can tell you some funny stories about the road. That guy has some crazy stories about the road. He talked about, and I know the correct terminology technically that you don't use is like you're not really supposed to use midget, but the word he used was that he was spanking one on the side of the road. And I was like, wow, okay, that was and that was when a cop actually stopped him and was like, hey, I got a report that you were abusing a child on the side of the road. And he goes, no, it wasn't a child. And he had to like open up the back and be like, this is the person, and it wasn't a child that I was spanking on the side of the road. So those were really, really awesome guys. I would love to meet them again. Very, very, very awesome. Very, very nice. Super friendly. Couldn't ask for more. And I expect to meet more somewhere along the lines, when we get more people to interview and everything. It's going to be great. Speaking of that, we do have next week for Kicking It with Isiah and Ace. As everybody knows, we always ask for or try and find, special guests on our show. So I'm just throwing it out there saying, if any of our viewers want to come on here, meet myself and meet Isiah, you're more than happy to hit me up and say, hey, can I guest appear on Kicking It with Isiah and Ace? You're more than welcome to. Just shoot us a message and we will discuss, and we'll try and set up the best possible route. If there's numerous people that reach out to us, then we're going to try and pick an order of which we get messaged at that point. So if you're interested, hit us up.
Yes, I completely echo that message from Ace, and I just wanted to, take it even further and say that Jerry Jones, if you're watching, invitation is extended out to you as well, because we want to clear the air. We don't want, I don't want you to think that I'm this, crazy lunatic guy. So yeah.
Well, yo, if Jerry Jones ends up on here, I've got to be on here. So,
so James Gonzalez is actually saying that he would love to come on the show. So we will get that hooked up for you, sir. So go ahead and just hit us up, and we will get you put on one of our episodes of Kicking It with Isiah and Ace.
Yo, right. I want to add. add on
Go
to
ahead.
something with the whole celebrity thing. And I've mentioned this before, but I did have I worked for a call center for cell phones. I did talk to Eddie Guerrero at one point about a billing issue. He seemed down to earth at the time. And then because this is Oregon, and especially the West Coast, you don't end up running into a lot of celebrities around here. I mean, they've got houses, boats, whatever, but you don't actually really run into them. And then one time, Bill Engvall was at our casino over here, and I happened to talk to him for a few minutes, and he was down to earth. So I just wanted to throw those other couple things out too.
Here's your sign.
I've
Here's
been
your
told
sign.
that several times. Okay, it's me.
Right? And you just made the list. All right. So anyway, so we're almost at that time. So Isaiah, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. Any final thoughts? Any remaining comments that you want to make?
Oh, wow. I think I got a lot out of the program tonight. But yeah, it was a great show. Thank you to all the viewers for tuning in. Christy, James, Amy, Nate, Tyler, James. I think we had a couple more. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was Lisa. There was, I know we're missing some. There was some
we
that
were
was
missing a lot.
we missed.
Dave, Big B. I mean, we had a lot of comments. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's program. But it was a great show. This is why this show is so great. It's because every week, we always have something unexpected for you every single week. So like Lane Kiffin said a couple weeks ago, get your popcorn ready because it's going to be a great show every single week.
Next week, Isaiah has thrown out there that he will sing karaoke. For anybody who wants to listen to him sing karaoke, he's going to sing a little bit of that Baby Shark.
No.
Yeah.
Also going to cook as well, too.
Oh, God. So I don't know, before we wrap this up really quick, I don't know that Dragon Viper, I don't know if you saw this video he sent me, but he's like, hey, look at my cooking skills. And I was like, all right. So he sends me this video, and he literally has hot dogs in a pan, and you're just moving them back and forth with a freaking spatula. And I'm like,
do that?
The point is cooking skills. Are you kidding me? With freaking hot dogs? Are you kidding me?
It's still cooking though, right? You're just moving a hot dog back and forth in the pan.
Hey, Isaiah, at least you can cook and are allowed to cook. I'm not allowed to cook at work, so
no, because he will burn it to the ground if he cooks at work. He will burn that sucker to the ground. But Brandon wants to know, Isaiah, since you did it once, he's asking you if you'll do another cheer.
Next week, yes, next week.
So next week, Isaiah will give you guys another cheer. Dragon Viper, any final remaining thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, too, for allowing me to be on here. And, continue to watch the rest of Coast to Coast Network and see the shows coming up. I have a show Saturday afternoon, 12:30 Pacific, Entertainment Hour. We talk about, actors, actresses, and TV shows. Come check it out.
Absolutely,
thank you, everybody, and hope you all have a good night.
Absolutely, it's a great show. The Entertainment Hour is great. Saturday morning, and then don't forget too that tomorrow night you can catch myself and Isaiah on the MI6 Sports Network for another episode of Wild Sports Talk. You can catch us there. We have Between the Ropes also on Sunday. We actually have a show that's debuting on Sunday though too. So keep in mind for that. You catch it Sunday afternoon. So with that, I hope everybody had a fantastic night. I hope everybody had a fantastic time enjoying this episode. We try and bring you as much content and as much joy as we can on the show. So with that, everybody have a fantastic night, and we will see you next week. Please tune in for another episode of Kicking It with Isiah and Ace. Have a great night, and we will see you then.